Yesterday, I almost died jumping out of a moving lift.
All the women and teens out there that take Ubers and taxis everywhere just was made aware of a new danger that's going on. You might want to listen up.
Uber Eats and Uber Rideshare and human
Even
trafficking.
Uber Eats?
There is a correlation.
So one of the new things now they're doing is as soon as you get in the vehicle, they will try to offer you a water. And a lot of times what they've done is they have taken a needle and they have injected the bottle with just a little bit of fentanyl or whatever it is they decide to use to try to make you lethargic and or knock you out of some type. So due to this fact, I would advise you that when you get into a vehicle of any type that is not your own vehicle and that you don't know the person that you're getting in, do not take any food or any drink that they offer you, because right now, nowadays, it's just not safe and you don't know if they've laced it with something. And again, they can put it in with a needle. A lot of times now what they're saying is to be able to test it, and if somebody gives you want to take the water, I wouldn't, but if you did, squeeze the bottle. If water starts leaking out of it, that's a sure sign that they've already laced it with something. So my best advice is, ladies and teens, if you're getting into a vehicle and you don't know the person that is behind that wheel, do not take any food or drink from them. Anyway, this is my best advice, and I hope y'all take care and stay safe out there.
I used to drive I used to drive Lyft back in, I forget what year that was, but I used to drive Lyft, right? And I'm going to tell you guys right now, they need to up the security, because anybody could really become a Lyft driver, Uber or Lyft driver, as long as you have a clean record. Now, this is the thing about having a clean record. What if I just decided to be on some weird stuff? Now, I mean, what if I just got hired by the trafficking team? Now, I mean, I believe that these companies, they need to have some type of better security, like mandatory security, because essentially all you need is a driver's license, a car that meets the requirements, and now you can pick up strangers. Strangers could get in your car, and you're guaranteed to get somebody, right? So as a trafficker, you know, okay, all I gotta do is turn on this app, and maybe my first person is my last person. Yeah, I mean, but this is what I believe that these apps need, because you are allowing strangers to do this. A live camera feed needs to be in all Ubers, all Lyfts. Live camera feed. Y'all should have a team that's designated to be able to watch these feeds. I'm not gonna say for every single person. And then there shouldn't be an alarm button, mandatory alarm button in the back seat, mandatory alarm button in the front seat. You know, maybe it's a part of the steering wheel or something, because there's also dangers for the drivers. I remember one time I was driving a guy and he would not let me drop him off at his destination. This startled me because he also moved from where I can see him to behind me. And he kept saying, nah, just keep going, just keep going. I was like, bro, it's saying I got to stop you right here. Mind you, we in the hood. He's like, nah, bro, just do me a favor and just drop me off at the end of the street. Needless to say, drop nigga off at the end of the street. But I think that there needs to be better security measures for everybody, because all parties, this is all just strangers interacting with strangers. So that's something that I would definitely implement as, listen, I found an easy way to make money on your phone. I've been telling y'all about it for a while now, and people have been sending me DMs of how much money they've been cashing out. So I'm gonna put one of them on the screen. So real quick, I wanna give a shout out to Mandy Lil Slim Goody T on Instagram. Y'all go follow her. This is her Instagram right here. She basically says she made $500. She already cashed out $100. Y'all can read the messages right here. Now, I mean, and I basically asked her, hey, is it okay if I post this and all that? And here's her screenshots of her earnings and then how much she cashed out. All right. So the downside of this, because there got to be a downside, right? The downside is you have to play games on your phone. And I know a lot of people don't like to play games on your phone, but this is easy money. Now, I mean, so just try it out. And when you click my link, click the link in the description below or the link in the comment section below, You start out with a free $5. It's crazy every time I think about it. So just try it out, see if it's for you. An extra $100 could pay a bill or two, know what I mean? And when you start making money, send me a screenshot of your cash out so I could give you a shout out on my podcast as well. All right, y'all, back to the video.
All the women and teens out there that take Ubers and taxis everywhere just was made aware of a new danger that's going on. You might want to listen up.
When you're getting into an Uber, it's very important to find the child lock and make sure that the lock is actually unlocked and not on the lock, because this is one of the fastest ways to get trafficked. So what I've noticed is a lot of women don't know where the child lock is or what it is. This is exactly what you want to look for when you're getting into a car, or it'll be on the side.
Yeah, that's a really good point. That's a really good point.
In human trafficking, there is a correlation regarding victimization. Uber Eats and Uber Rideshare and human trafficking.
Uber Eats?
There is a correlation regarding victimization by way of using good old Uber Eats and good old Uber Rideshare. Here's the top 3 things you can do as an Uber Eats customer and an Uber Rideshare customer to prevent victimization of a crime, and in particular, becoming a victim of human trafficking. Number 1, for Uber Eats, at all times, use a male name. Delivery drivers often look for female names when they're delivering. Number 2, as you can imagine, contactless drop-off. Why would you answer the door if you don't have to? Number 3,
that's a fact.
Even with contactless delivery, you don't have to use your address. Use your neighbor's address, use the next building. Have them come up to your apartment number, always the lobby, with Uber Rideshare. Number 1.
Yeah, I'm not meeting no Uber or no DoorDash person at the door. I'm not doing that. Just drop my food off respectfully. You know what I mean? And just, carry on about your day. If you have contact, on your Uber or DoorDash, like, what is that for? Now, I mean, do they be stealing chicken biscuits in your city or something? Like, to the point where you got to grab it from the guy? Like, bro, I'm not trying to meet nobody at the door. I ain't gonna lie, it's low-key inconvenience when somebody rings my doorbell and then I gotta go out, give them a code. I respect it. I respect the hustle, don't get me wrong. And I'm pretty sure it's extra work for them too, to sit there and wait and they can't leave unless you give them a code. So turn that contact list off. You know what I mean? Turn that off. And also, just because you got food that came to your spot does not mean you don't look out the window or look out the peephole to see if anybody is hiding in the corner or something. Pay attention to these things. Stop being so naive thinking that this world is all super safe. I'm still looking out the window. I don't like anybody ringing my doorbell. I don't like anybody coming to my door. I'm honest. Honestly, that's just how I am. But I know with Uber Eats, DoorDash, somebody has to come to the door. I'm still peeking out the window. I don't want nobody jumping out the bushes or nothing weird. That's just how I am. You know what I mean? I'm not playing none of them games. There was another point I wanted to make, but when it comes back to me, I'll give it to you.
Male or female, use a fake name. Number 2, just like with Uber Eats, you don't have to use definitive legal address as the final destination.
That part right there. Listen, when I'm buying something from somebody, or let's just say it's on OfferUp or Craigslist or something like that, right? Just somebody that I don't really know and they need to come to my house, my address for any reason, I never give my address. Never. Not one time did I give somebody my address. And the reason why, I always give my neighbor's address, right? And it'll be like 130 or 132 or it'll be just a house in my vicinity. And usually I tell them, call me when you're in the neighborhood. Therefore, when you call me, I can tell you, oh, nah, it's, come down a little bit. They usually don't say, oh, well, why does it say 130 instead of, why you give me, they usually don't ask, but the reason why is because if you are ever on some strange things and you're looking for me, you're not going to be able to find me. Most likely you'll knock on my neighbor's door and be like, hey, I'm looking for Tariq. Tariq don't live here. Now you're lost, but you're not getting my address. Now, but if you're on some type of weird time, and I'm not going to risk it, especially knowing I got a family upstairs. I don't give nobody my direct address. Nobody. Even when I was outside moving and grooving in the streets, with the ladies, they weren't getting my exact address. I'll give them a address that was up the street, and then I'll be like, yo, call me when you outside. Walk outside, tell them to come down. By the time you try to pull up on me again, you probably forgot where my apartment was anyways.
What? Doesn't need to be your documented legal address. Number 3, perhaps the most important, if you're a male or female and you sense something going wrong, tell them to pull over, tell them you're going to fucking throw up all over the car. And if that doesn't work, tell them you're going to pull down your pants and diarrhea shit all over the car. Okay? I'm not kidding. A lot of lawsuits existing with this stuff, with this company.
But they can fix it if they up their security, though. And as far as like Uber Eats and stuff like that and DoorDash, I had them drop this stuff off at my door respectfully, because if it gets dropped off at my neighbor's door, he's probably gonna eat that. You know what I mean? There's no telling what's gonna happen if food gets dropped off over there. But I'm talking about just strangers off of these I'm about to meet you type apps. You know, nah, bro.
It's the only option now. It's like women only rides.
Oh, this is very interesting.
All right, so Uber has a women's only option now. It's like women only rides, so a woman driving, a woman passenger type vibe. I think that's cool. I ain't gonna hold you. Here's the problem. I see problems. I'm gonna keep it honest with you. I definitely see some issues down the line. For starters, look at the price. It's cheaper than everything else, and you know how that goes. You know? Then the other thing is, you know, it's always some girl named like Jasmine who's ordering an Uber for her boyfriend Darnell, and you thinking you picking up Jasmine, but it's really Darnell. You know, so that's that issue. But apparently this whole thing happened because Uber is responding to women claiming that they don't feel safe in Ubers because of the amount of SA. Uber also states that it's not a massive problem. In 2021 and 2022, it states that 2,700 reports were in the categories of SA or misconduct, some form of, harassment.
That's a lot.
Uber says that only makes up 0.1% of the more than 1.8 billion rides in the U.S. annually. So they're really calling, a minor issue in regards to the volume of rides that they do. Overall, I think Uber is trying.
Because they don't see it at a big percentage, 2,700 isn't a lot. 2,700 of people experiencing harassment in your company is a lot. It's just that you have a lot of rides. Let's just say you had a company, in a building, a franchise, and these employees were working in a building and 2,700 of them in 1 year got SA'd, or the customers were getting SA'd. There's a huge problem. F the percentages.
Take some safety steps in the right direction to just make passengers feel more safe. Me personally, I don't like being in Ubers where the driver just doesn't know how to shut up. I get where some women can definitely feel unsafe. I know that there are people who do diabolical things in Ubers all the time. But either way, let me know what you think about this whole new option and how do you think this thing is going to go.
See, the only thing about a woman's only Uber ride or Uber driver is we know in 2025 it's going to be that one guy that says he's a girl, and just to get in there and prove a point. I'm allowed to ride in here too because I consider myself a woman. It's going to be that type of situation. It's going to be that type of some dude to be like, oh, it's not fair. Why do the women get cheap prices? Like, instead of just, who gives a damn? Like, ladies, if y'all feel safer over there, do what you do. Because I'm always looking at things from a perspective of my daughter or my wife. If my wife says, I was about to say daddy, but babe, I'm not so comfortable riding in Uber with men. Okay, I would love for there to be an option for her to be able to ride in an Uber with a woman, if that's what she feels safe with. Same thing for my daughter. Daddy, I'm not that comfortable riding in an Uber with men, with grown men. Okay, I would love for there to be an option where she could ride with women. Not saying that women don't be on that type of time, but if that's what's going to make you feel more comfortable for this 30 to 40-minute drive, then okay, cool. I don't see any reason to bat an eye or overly think about it. So, ladies, y'all might want to look into that. Fellas, comment below what do y'all think about that. Ladies, also comment below what you think about that. But now I want to get into somebody's story of their experience with the Uber driver.
In this video, to spread awareness, I'm just gonna cut to the chase.
Lyft driver.
Yesterday, I almost died jumping out of a moving lift because the Lyft driver was trying to kidnap me. So, I work at the Clinton Outlets in Connecticut. If you live in Connecticut, you know the Clinton Outlets is exit 63. I live in New Haven, Connecticut, which is about 30-minute ride. When I got a female driver, I was so happy, y'all, so happy. And the crazy thing about it is Lyft had gave me a female driver, and then Lyft switched it and gave me another female driver because she was closer. Yesterday, Lyft gave me a notification saying, okay, your ride is outside. So, I got my things ready, got my bag. I went outside. The license plate, the car, the driver, everything matched the picture on Lyft. Everything was correct. Okay, the driver, she had like this accent. I can tell she was foreign. Before we got off exit 63, she was on the phone with some man. And she was like explaining to them what I was wearing. I didn't think too much of it because first she was speaking another language. I don't know what she was speaking on the phone with this man. The language she was speaking, it sounded like she was from the Middle East, but she said something in English when she was on the phone with the man, which is weird because she was speaking another language, and then all of a sudden she started to say, dark skin, red sweater. When she said red sweater, dark skin. When she said red sweater, dark skin, I had on a red sweater and I'm dark skin. So she was describing whoever she was on the phone with. She was describing me to that person, what I was wearing, how I looked, which was weird. I did not think too much of it because I was about to be to work. I was almost to my destination. So you know what? Even though I was nervous, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna just let God handle the rest. I'm about to be to my destination. I'm gonna just let her take me to my destination. Boom. We got off exit 63. Okay, so I'm back to finish the story. I'm so sorry, y'all. I could not finish the video the other day. I was not right emotionally. I had a lot on my plate. The incident happened. That is why my face looks better. But the damage is already done. The trauma is still there. Let me finish the story. Okay, so we got off exit 63. The Lyft driver, she had to turn left to get to my destination once you get off exit 63. The Lyft driver had her left turn signals on. Mind you, she had her left turn signals on. So even she knew she had to turn left. Even the GPS told her she had to turn left. Guess what she did? She ended the ride and got back on the highway. We were almost to my destination. She got back on the highway while I was still in the car. I'm like telling her, ma'am, you passed my destination. What are you doing? This lady did not say nothing. I'm like, girl, what are you doing?
Nah.
She told me to shut up. She didn't have to tell me nothing else. I jumped out that car so fast. I jumped out the car while it was moving. That shit hurt so bad. I thought I was going to die because she was going fast. Like, when somebody's trying to kidnap you, they try to go fast. They try to get away with it fast. That's how fast she was going while I was jumping out the car.
Damn.
That day, I thought I was never going to see my mom again. I thought I was never going to see my dad again. I thought it was it. Like, it felt like a movie, y'all. It felt like I was in a movie. Like, I keep replaying the scenario in my head. When I jumped out the car, all I can remember is holding my head. I was bleeding out my head. I was bleeding in my other parts of the body, but it was mainly in my head. And I was holding my head while I was walking to the plaza because I needed to go somewhere where there was a lot of people, just in case she tried to come back and, So I just walked to the plaza. It literally took me like 10 seconds. That's when I called the cops. Mind you, this incident happened a couple days before my birthday. I thought I wasn't going to make it home to spend time with my family for my birthday.
Crazy.
Like, I really thought that I was going to die. Tell me why, while I was walking to the plaza, it was so many cars out there, nobody stopped for me. Nobody asked me if I was okay. Luckily, I had the sense to call 911 myself. But what if I couldn't call 911? Who gonna call 911 for me? You see what I mean? If I see somebody just jumped out the car, if I see somebody bleeding out their head, crying, walking to the plaza, I'm gonna stop the car and ask them if they're okay. Especially if it's a young girl like me. Clearly, I just went through hell. So the fact that none of the cars stopped for me, they was all looking, y'all. When the cops came, the paramedics came, I got in the ambulance and I was transported to Yale New Haven Hospital all the way from Clinton. Mind you, I didn't even realize I was losing my memory until the paramedics asked me what my age was. I couldn't answer. I didn't even know how old I was. That's how bad my memory was functioning. I think it's because I was going through so much trauma. So he asked me how old I was. I didn't even know. But then I remembered, wait. He asked me when my birthday was, and I'm like, wait, my birthday's coming up. I said to him, June 25th, 2001. Like, I was so uncertain.
Hold up. My medical bills total up to $16,000, all because of Lyft. Yale Hospital charged me $11,000 for all the tests I had to perform. The day I was transported to the hospital after I jumped out of the car, my insurance could not cover everything. I have no choice but to pay out of pocket. I'm afraid they may deny me proper health care simply because I can't pay my bills. Pay my medical bills. I've been hospitalized back to back because of this situation. Even took medical leave from my job. My bruises on my face healed, but my head injury is not improving. In fact, it's worse. I can't sleep at night or lay on a certain side of my head because it hurts. I have 4 scars total on my body that did not heal. Even though it's been over a month, I am still dealing with massive trauma. The medicines the doctors prescribe me does not help. Only thing that keeps me going is God. Joshua chapter 1, verse 9 says, do not be afraid. Do not be struck with terror or fear. Jehovah God is with you wherever you go. Man, this is crazy. This is crazy. This is just one medical bill. Man, the hospitals be hitting people over the head, boy. $11,000 for something she ain't even asked for. But I mean, hey, the hospital got to get their money, right? Just crazy that it costs that much. It's like getting hurt is such an inconvenience, like pricing wise too. But yo, that's crazy, man. I want y'all to be careful out there. There's a lot of instances where we're trusting strangers nowadays because of these peer-to-peer apps. You have things like Airbnb, where you're finding out there's cameras in the Airbnbs. You have these Lyft drivers and these Uber drivers that's turning out to be traffickers. You really got to be safe out here, now I mean, and have some type of precautionary measures before it is you. Don't just think, oh, I'm good. Before my lady gets in any type of Lyft or Uber, I ask her one question. Do you have your mace? Do you have your mace? Now, I mean, because for the most part with mace, you ain't even got to spray somebody directly. Now, I mean, you cover yourself up, spray it in the area, and that person is messed up. Granted, you got to do it at like a light or do it at like a red light or a stop sign or something like that. But don't just, do it while they driving because you don't want to wind up in a situation of a wreck and you really lose your life. But yeah, man, all these things, man, I want y'all to take the proper precautions out here. All right, so go ahead and hit that like button, subscribe button, turn my post notifications. I know y'all gonna roast me by my hair in the comments. Y'all didn't even realize, but I've worn a hat for like the last 2 months. I wore a hat for the last 2 months because y'all know I had surgery. I haven't been able to get my hair braided because I was barely mobile, most of this time. So I just figured, I'll just wait until closer to Thanksgiving and my lady's birthday's around the same time. I'm going to wait or whatever. So now, I'm about to get my hair braided next week or whatever, but I just needed my hair to breathe. My joint done grew a lot, though. Like, my joint grew OD, and that's because I left it in the braids for so long. But go ahead, roast me in the comments. I ain't got no lineup. I'm out here looking crazy. You know what I mean? I got the bulky double taper, all that. It is what it is. But anyways, y'all, if you want to make some extra money just playing games on your phone, all you got to do is click the like button. I said click the like button. Click the link in the description below or the link in the comment section below. All right? These apps literally paying people just to play games on your phone. All right? Try it out, see if it's for you. If it's for you, it's for you. If it's not for you, it's not for you. But one last thing. I'm getting ready to launch my own app. It's going to be a hooping app. All right? It's going to be called Hoop Connect. It's where it's similar to like Lyft and Uber, actually, like, or DoorDash, or, you know, things of this nature or whatever. Like, where a hooper, somebody that plays basketball, you can go on your app and you can see who has a local run that's going on right now. You can see who's there. Now, I mean, for the people that's throwing these runs, you have an option to make it a free run, or you can actually charge people for these runs. Now, I mean, so that's a source of income right there. You could also leave reviews for people, so it's going to be on the side of a social media app as well for hoopers. Somebody commented and said, you know, I should have 7-on-7s for like football players. I may add that to it as well, but I'm saying all this to say that, I'm saying all that to say this, all right? I need at least 20 people to be a part of my beta testing. All right, so my last video, I told y'all to comment below your emails. I'm guessing people are not that comfortable putting their email on a public video. So if you want, just DM me on Instagram your email, okay? And I'll add you to my to the email list when the beta testing starts. So therefore, the reason why I need that from y'all is because I need feedback. I need feedback to see how it's working, what's not working. I need all of that. Now, I mean, you could also jump in my Discord and send your email to me. Now, I mean, through my Discord. All of my information is in the description below. All right, you can find my Instagram, you can find my Discord, all of that. All right, so I need at least 20 people. Right now, I don't have any people. I mean, I'm pretty sure I got my homies and stuff, but I do want to try people that I don't know. You know, I don't know personally, I should say, because we know each other, all right? But anyways, y'all, it's been your boy, Ty Boogie. Until next time, man, I'm out of here, man. Peace.